Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, Divinely Transformed. My name is Lisa, and whether you're new or returning, I am glad that you're here. Welcome to your weekend reading. It's your weekend reading. I'm not dating them anymore. Just keep in mind that this is a general public reading and that some, none, or all of it may apply to your situation. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. Also keep in mind that time is fluid and not linear, which means that for each individual person watching, that means this could have already happened. This could be happening right now, or this could happen in the future, or maybe it might not happen at all because maybe it doesn't resonate with you at all. Maybe, if my channel doesn't resonate, maybe another reader resonates with you. I'm not the only reader on YouTube. But anyhow, also keep in mind that we all have free will to change the outcome of any reading at any time for any reason. And then we would just get blessings or karma accordingly. The universe handles all that, dishes it out and all of that. And then we just have to deal with it for better or for worse. So whatever point that you come across this video upon, if it's the beginning, the middle, or the end of the weekend, I hope your weekend was great in some way. It's all about finding the silver lining in the situation. Because I'm gathering that things aren't going so well for my divine masculine collective right now that are stepping into their divinity. But the light is at the end of the tunnel. These are your darkest days. If you see this through, it'll be the end of your dark days. I see how unhappy you are and how discontent you are within your home and family. You no longer want to invest in this home and family situation. You want a divorce. It's making other people within your family unhappy. Your children. Nobody's happy with divorces. It's still challenging. It still has to be done. Stepping into your divinity, into the truth. To speak the truth. To have an honest discussion about how unhappy you are within your home and family and how things have not been fair for you. You're clearly saying things haven't been fair. I've been waiting for things to change. Things have not changed. I have made plans for the future. But injustice pops up. This isn't working. Emperor stepping into their divinity to speak the truth about it. And really, they know what they want. King of Wands, Nine of Cups. They see the vision for the future. They see love and emotional contentment with passion, attraction, and creativity. You see that with your divine counterpart, Emperor to the Empress. What's the Empress doing? Clarifying the Empress is the Eight of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. They're busy working and kicking ass and doing good at what they're doing. Creating a lot of positive change. And here we go with the 88, Lionsgate. Lionsgate is in 4 days. That's the peak time. We're in the Lionsgate right now. The Empress is in the Lionsgate. I think the Emperor is hopping into the Lionsgate with the Empress. While the portal was open. The portal closes at the end of Leo season. The Emperor might be a little late to the party, but better late than never, right? Didn't miss that portal. Now, I do understand that this is a complex decision, or it's a complex situation here, because the decision's already been made. It's playing out here. But now, this is what the true concern is what to do about the children. And how the Emperor can keep their divine counterpart safe from the karmic. I was actually just doing a personal reading for a divine masculine woman in, coming out of her own karmic situation with a karmic feminine man. And I was talking to her in the reading, and I'm like, the channeled advice message for her was that, long story short, she needed to reach out to her divine counterpart and have an honest conversation with them about their situation. These divine masculine situations are complicated. And they want to come out. But the truth is they need a little bit of help. They just didn't want to ask for it. Because they're the masculine, they're the provider. They should never need help. But sometimes, even the helper needs help. It's not embarrassing to ask for help when you need help. If you need help, say so. You can't do it yourself. It's too big for you. It's too big for you. Sometimes it just is. And this is coming from someone who is a recovering codependent, who is very adamant on doing everything that I possibly can do by myself. But I have the wisdom to know that there are some things that I just can't do by myself. Sometimes I do need to ask for help. Sometimes that's okay. As long as you're not abusing it, abusing the privilege, asking for help with shit that you could do yourself. But like, genuinely, I needed help carrying a table from one apartment to another. A small person like me cannot possibly carry a table and a chair and all that stuff by myself. I needed help. Sometimes the problem is just too big for you. So the problem at hand is not something as simple as someone who needs help moving. Well, this is someone who has that issue too, but this is an emperor who has a unique situation on how they're going to take care of their children. Because the karmic feminine's not fit to take care of these children. And they need to go where they're safe. But, if the children are old enough to say that, they don't want to live with the emperor, then they have that right to say so. But you can't force, unwilling children who are old enough to make that choice to go with you. That could be part of the unhappiness and the devastation that, perhaps some of y'all emperors with older children, they're not gonna leave the karmic feminine. And you would need to respect that. Because you ultimately need to do what's ultimately best for you and the rest of the children. Because you're well aware that the karmic feminine is very toxic to these children. They do whatever they do to these children to abuse, manipulate, or neglect them in whatever way. Any of those three, all three, some of that three, whatever. Take what resonates, leave the rest. But you're not happy. You shouldn't have to stay stuck in this situation anymore. Just tell the truth. You've been waiting a long time and the situation's not fair. I want to know more about what this Three of Wands is. Please clarify the Three of Wands for the Divine Masculine. What's the Divine Masculine planning, waiting on? Please clarify this Three of Wands. Thank you. At the bottom of the deck is the Emperor. The top of the deck is the Four of Wands in the reverse. They're unhappy within their home and family. The Emperor came out. This is what the Emperor is planning to do. Working on apologizing to the Empress. Or working on apologizing to the Empress at work. Because we've already determined the Empress is over here, Eight of Wands, Eight of Pentacles. Empress is over here with the Eight of Pentacles again, but with the Page of Cups. The Emperor knows that they need to come in with this apology to reveal their emotions here. But they are sad here. This is what's holding them back here. There's some sad, there's some guilt, there's some remorse and depression here. Because they are very clear. They've been enlightened that they invested in the wrong person. They invested in the wrong energy. They invested their time, their energy, their loyalty, their emotions, their money, and everything. And they didn't get a return back to their investment. They lost a lot here. Dealing with this karmic. Because they've been dealing with these karmics for a long time. They've had long history with them. They thought they were the Emperor by providing to the karmic. But really that was an illusion. That was the very person that was keeping them out of the Emperor energy, out of their true divinity here. The Emperor realizes that he invested foolishly. There is a lot of clarity here, and there's a lot of sadness here. And that's not even a plan for the future. That's waiting. That's procrastinating and postponing the inevitable. But I like how the Hanged Man is in the reverse, so that means that the sacrifice has been made. Which, that means the karmic is no longer in the way. The Emperor is enlightened. That they've invested foolishly, and now they're sad and regretful about that. And I'm pretty sure that they know that the only thing that's really going to make everything right is setting the record straight, revealing their emotions, apologizing for ignoring their divine feminine while they were busy being distracted by the karmic, distracted in misery. And this is also a date. Hi. So, Emperor wants to hit up their divine counterpart here, but they are feeling kind of bad. But at least their eyes are wide open. Everybody makes mistakes. What matters is that we've learned from the mistakes. You'll know when someone has learned from a mistake. Their behavior will change. It's like I can almost hear like an inner dialogue of like, I know what I want. And it's my turn to have what I want. Because I haven't been happy in a long time. I see a vision for the future. I have a plan. This is everything that I've ever wanted. It makes me completely emotionally content. This is my time now. Because all this time with this justice in the reverse, before you stepped into your divine emperor energy, y'all were like, when's it going to be my turn to have what I want? This is all the emperor wants. Happiness and contentment and stability within their home and family, and peace within their home environment, and the truth. Happiness and love and contentment and celebration and truth and honesty and transparency. That's what the emperor wants. And you know what? That ain't too much to fucking ask for. This isn't a fantasy. But this can only be built with the person with the skill set to do it. You know that. That's why you're making that detour. Because now you're committed and determined to get this. And when you seek this out, truth, happiness, and peace, and stability, it will find you, but you just have to follow your intuition. Because sometimes God answers your prayers with a completely different person. That you can build this with. Emperor, you hop into your divinity during this 8-8 portal. I promise you, this is what you will achieve very quickly. And it's stable, solid, dependable. Why? Because the energy and the skill set is already here with this particular person that you work with, or that you want to work with, or both, or whatever. You're the emperor. You make it happen. But it's this is firmly coming in with truthful, honest conversations, transparent conversations. No self-restrictions. Just freely, equally, reciprocal conversations. emotions, actions, and letting that new emotional experience unfold now. And not being afraid of it and not running from it and just embracing it and enjoying it. And letting it grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. It's your time to shine. But it's all about the choices that you're making. The twin flame journey is not about. It's about being chosen, and the chosen have to choose. Everything that goes with the journey too. The work, the guidance, everything. It just comes with it. Be the best thing you ever did, because I know it was the best thing I ever did. But we all have the choice to make the decision to go into the sacred unions or not. And those potential divine masculines that don't come into their divinity while the Lionsgate portal is open. And I'm kind of getting that that's the deadline when it closes. I think there's an actual date. Let me see. When does the Lionsgate portal 2022 close? When does Lionsgate portal close 2022? It closes August 12th, so it doesn't even stay open for the whole time of Leo season. It's closing rapidly. So the deadline is August 12th. Divine masculines. When the portal closes, you're stuck in that timeline with the karmic to have shit explode. You hop out of that timeline before the 12th. You go into Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands with your divine counterpart. For many of y'all, this is your second opportunity. This is your second revisit at this. And you know without a shadow of a doubt that you fucked up when you went back the last time. Are you going to fuck up again? That's your choice to make or not make. But, yeah. So the Lionsgate portal closes on August 12th, which is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 8 days from now. That's not a long time, especially considering how y'all divine masculines have wasted weeks, months, years in these karmic situations. 8 days for the rest of your life. You want to get stuck sealed in this miserable timeline with this miserable karmic? You got 8 days to decide if you want to be doing that or if you want to hop into happiness and abundance, leave the karmic feminine in the past and figure out a creative strategy on what you and your divine counterpart can do to come together to make sure that everybody is safe from the karmic feminine and all karmics. But specifically the crazy ones. The Empress is abundant, and then backed up with 88 as well. This is like more abundance for the Empress. So that is really exciting. I'm really curious to see what exactly that looks like, but it's going to feel like this, wish fulfillment. Every day is going to be a new, exciting, happy, wonderful day. But it's all about your choices. Your choices need to align that. They do, they don't, they don't. So, what is the final guidance for the weekend reading? Please and thank you. Final guidance for my emperors for this weekend. I guess it was all about the Emperor today in almost all of the readings. And I haven't even done the fires yet. Not these. Time is running out. It's time for the truth. You've been prepared for this moment for a while now, Emperors. 222 on a counter. It's time to step out of duality and to step into true reciprocal relationship. True partnership. Balance and reciprocity. All you know is the fake false love. It's time to step out of your duality. It's time to speak your truth. Claim your birthright. Or you can stay sealed in that karmic's timeline in the past. Get their karma. Lose your birthright. And be set back even further. You don't have time for that. You really don't. It was always inevitable. These karmic relationships all had timers on them. They all have expired their usefulness. Nothese is tied to unalterable necessity, and thus with time and fate. There is nothing you can do to change this karmic situation, Emperor, except leave. The sand flows through the hourglass just as days and events flow through our lives. We cannot stop the flow of time, and we must submit ourselves to the rhythm of nature. The universe has been hammering away at these relationships, these karmic marriages for a long time now. And y'all emperors have been keeping yourselves blinded to it. The towers keep coming. Because you're resisting destiny, unalterable necessity. It cannot be changed. It is necessary for you to leave. It's time to stop resisting what's not working for you. The card carries a strict teaching. We must accept our destiny. Discipline and duty are our allies. Everything has its moment. The moment of not these is that of waiting and reflection. You've done enough waiting and reflection. Now's the time. 8 days. You want to change your life? You have 8 days to prove it. Then the universe will bless you if you make the correct decision this time around. But make no mistake, you will go down with the karmic if you stay there. Are you able to apply yourself and concentrate in order to solve the problems life has in store for you? This problem is not going away. It is getting worse and worse and worse. You have to do something about it. Or nothing gets better for you. You have the ability to save yourself and your children here. But just realize, you stay chained to this, you're not the only one going down. Your children are going down, and they don't stand a chance. You need to protect them. You need to think about your children. Don't be so afraid of the karmic that you're too afraid to stand in your divine emperor energy to speak out and say the truth and do anything and, ruin your whole children's future, because that karmic is doing a very, very good job doing it. The rune makes us disciplined and focused and is excellent for studying and for those facing an exam. You're being tested. 3838. The universe wants to see how regretful you are about staying in this situation. Do you need to regret more, or have you regretted enough? Have you cried enough? Or have you cried your last tear? Speaking your truth is a small sacrifice to pay for your freedom. Because our ancestors before us, who lived in the time of slavery, they had to risk their life to run away to escape slavery. Oh, how good we have it in 2022 when all we have to do is just speak the truth, say what it is and what it isn't. And now the Emperor has spoken, and it is final. You might envision this as being difficult to do, but it's not. Once you're doing it, the Band-Aid's been ripped off and everything feels better almost instantly. Like the Nike slogan, just do it. You're not getting your emotional needs met or any kind of physical 3D needs met. You know this person's not built that way. Just accept that in love and just say, I understand that you are not built this way. I understand. I forgive you. But I'm cutting it off. Communication, relationship, financial stability, protection, everything. Just you got to do what's right. Because they're obviously never going to do what's right. And time is running out to do something about this. The Lionsgate portal closes rapidly. But once you start getting this ball rolling, 8 days is more than enough time to get it going. Stop procrastinating. You do not want to miss out on your golden opportunity. For yourself and for your children. But no one can force anybody because it's all about making choices. God doesn't force anybody to do anything that they don't want to do. But escaping karma, it's a pretty good motivator. Because the universe is bigger and better than any of us. And what the universe wants, the universe will eventually get their way. Sooner or later. And if the universe has to destroy every facet of your life to do that, then the universe will do exactly that. But y'all that you resonate with this, y'all have been chosen for a specific purpose. The universe doesn't want you to lose everything. The universe just wants you to learn your lessons so you can move forward, so you can get back on track. To get on track or get back on track or whatever it is for you. But the more you're making your own decisions, the more gentle it is for you. And it's not just you have to think about. You have your children to think about as well. The karmic feminine's not thinking about the children. Somebody has to think about these children. Protecting these children. +95% of all child abuse cases And I'm willing to say it's probably even closer to 98% of all child abuse cases happens by a close family member of someone who is in charge of protecting them, loving them. They're supposed to trust them. 98%. We're also worried about our children getting snatched off the streets by strangers. And yes, that does happen, but it is so rare. What's common is what's not talked about, is the abuse that we suffer at the hands of our parents, our siblings, our grandparents. Not so much siblings, but just more so people that are in charge of supposed to be protecting us. Everybody's so worried about getting people they don't know to babysit their children that they're getting their family members to babysit their children, but their family members are abusing their children. So the children are still being abused. The children are not missing that cycle of abuse. They're just suffering abuse and neglect, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, spiritual, or whatever, or a combination of any of those things. It's still abuse. And it can be a neglect or withholding of it is still abuse. Just because someone's not getting beat doesn't mean they're not being abused. Abuse comes in many forms. And the most insidious of abuse is the mental and emotional abuse. And this comes from people who are abusing their power and authority. When you're a parent, you have an authority over your children. Whenever you're emotionally and mentally abusing your children or neglecting them or whatever you're doing, you are abusing your authority. Emperor, Empress reversed. Whatever the fuck is happening here, it's time to stop standing by and letting these karmics abuse these children however they're doing it. Abuse comes in many forms. Stop protecting these abusers. They're abusing you to keep you oppressed, to keep you protecting them, which makes you an accomplice. Silence is consent. Stop the abuse. Stop the cycle. Stop the pattern. The karmic's not going to stop the pattern until you stop the pattern, give them the opportunity to change their ways. And then that's on them. This is where y'all part ways if you're smart. But if you're not, it was just wasted emperor potential. That was one light worker that could have made a huge difference in the world. And just think of the many people that couldn't have been reached because that one light worker decided that they were just going to live a life of a karmic and forfeit their destined life for who would do that? Don't allow anyone to make you think like that's your only option, to live that shit life too. No. You can do better. So that's what I have for y'all for this weekend. It could resonate whenever, so it's just the last reading of the week. I really hope that y'all emperors stand in your truth. Pray right before you're about to do the very thing that freaks you out. Speaking up, speaking out, and speaking the truth. The angels will assist you, but you got to do your part. Inspired action. The angels will give anyone that confidence, that inner strength to say what they need to say in every situation that they need it. It will be granted, just ask for it. You don't have to be swallowed up by your fear and stay silent anymore. Don't let them take your voice away. Have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to y'all soon.